Are you tired of boring love stories? Does the premise of another novel focused solely on unrequited love sound awfully lackluster? These stories are romances, but they're filled with adventure. Boy may fall for girl, or boy, but that's not the most important thing about these stories. These stories are ones filled with grand adventure. They contain mysteries, wild journeys, and even some unexpected international travel. The romance lends flavor to the tales, but it isn't the only aspect of drama in these thrilling novels. First, we have The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Ahdieh. Shahrazad is a force to be reckoned with, so when she decides to take down the evil caliph of a beautiful sandy country with a taste for killing his brides, you know it's going to be exciting. She works her way inside the palace by offering to marry the caliph. Her childhood sweetheart, Tariq, is completely horrified by this action and starts making plans to rescue her and topple the caliph's reign as soon as possible. She keeps herself alive the first night and subsequent nights by weaving such intriguing stories and ending each night on such a great cliffhanger that Khalid can't bear to kill her. While she spends her night telling tales, she spends her days prowling about the palace, annoying the pants off her assigned handmaid and bodyguard, and trying to uncover the caliph's secrets and weaknesses. Unfortunately, there don't seem to be many. Archery? He's good at that. Extra vigilant? Check. Best swordsman in the kingdom? Double check. Despite Shazi's strong personality and sense of purpose, it takes her all of about 3 days to start feeling an unfamiliar flutter in her stomach when interacting with Khalid. After a nighttime adventure anonymously into the city where Khalid and Shazi end up starting some trouble and saving each other's butts, that feeling becomes overwhelming for Shazi. However, she's haunted during this budding romance, not only by the secret of why the caliph has killed so many wives, but also the enduring presence of her childhood sweetheart, who won't take no for an answer and tries to rescue her several times. This tale takes a page, okay, well, a lot of pages, out of the traditional 1001 Nights, but it's a fresh face on a familiar tale. The reader even gets bits of traditional stories such as Agib the Sailor and Aladdin among the action and romance of Shazi's present. The best news about this roller coaster ride of a book? It's part of a duology. That means there is already another book out about Shazi and Khalid and their thrilling adventures. It's called The Rose and the Dagger, and you might want to grab both at once so that you don't have to wait to get your adventure fix after finishing The Wrath and the Dawn. Once again, that's The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Ahdieh. Next up, we have The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. Henry Montague, Monty to his friends and various unsavory acquaintances, is, to put it lightly, very poorly behaved. He's a teenage rogue in the 18th century ready to depart on his grand tour of Europe. His plans for tour, however, seem to miss a lot of the cultural and artistic treasures of the European continent. His plans, in fact, are very, very short. He plans to get very, very drunk with his best friend Percy, with whom he is deeply infatuated, as often as possible. He also plans to sleep with many attractive people. That's about it. However, his plans are derailed when his perpetually disappointed and sometimes violent father hires a chaperone meant to show them only the best of the continent's treasures and keep them away from excessive gambling, alcohol, tobacco, and promiscuity. So, for a few weeks, Monty and Percy are dragged about Europe visiting museums and listening to boring lectures. Monty's sister Felicity is on the tour, but is not allowed to partake in such activities due to being female. Luckily, this only lasts until Monty manages to embarrass himself by getting caught mid-hookup and running nude across the grounds of the palace at Versailles. The siblings and Percy are about to be sent home when suddenly their convoy is attacked. It seems that when Monty was in Versailles, he stole something very important. A small puzzle box that he doesn't know how to open, with unknown contents that are alchemical in nature. It is at this point that Monty and Felicity discover that Percy has epilepsy. When he has a fit in the streets of France, it is revealed that Felicity has been secretly studying medicine. The party decides to find the owner of the box in the hopes that whatever is inside can cure Percy's epilepsy. Before their journey is done, they travel to Spain, take up with pirates, fight an evil French count, fall hopelessly in love, and are changed forever. So if you're craving a great mystery with your romance, look no further than The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. Finally, we have Midwinter Blood by Marcus Sedgwick. Eric is a journalist in the near future traveling to a remote Scandinavian island for his newest story. As soon as he lands on the strange island where no children are born and no one ever visits, he meets Merle and his world changes. He knows immediately that he must know her somehow, and he knows that they were destined to be together. But how? Eric's time on the island is interrupted by 7 tales going back progressively farther in history and involving the strange island. While Eric spends his days contented on the island, kept happy and forgetful by a strange tea, the reader learns about the island's secret history. Half of the island grows a rare dragon orchid, but it is hidden from visitors. Are the islanders immortal? Are they exporting their rare flower? Is it poisonous or is it life-giving? Follow each of the tales for a piece or two more of this twisted puzzle. Read how an archaeologist locates a mysterious burial site on the island. Read how a pilot crash lands and is saved by one of the island's citizens. Read about an aging painter who hides out on the forbidden side of the island working on his masterpiece. Read about the Vikings of the island and their curious religion. Each piece will bring you a little bit closer to why Merle seems so familiar to Eric and why they are indeed destined to be together. This is a mystery of the highest quality with a twist ending that will knock your socks off. Pick up Midwinter Blood by Marcus Sedgwick today. So once again, if you're looking for some grand adventures in love, these are some perfect books to grab this summer. Today we looked at Shazi's lush story in The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Audier, Monty's daring adventures in The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue, and the tantalizing mystery of Eric and Merle in Midwinter Blood by Marcus Sedgwick.